You know, I think summer could well be my favourite time of year for landscape photography, and in this video I'll explain why. Now, you will hear a lot of complaining from us landscape photographers when it comes to summer. Well, most landscape photographers, not me of course, because it's too green. There isn't that beautiful colour you get in autumn, or the stark, harsh winter light with the bare trees, much more graphic. But you know, if you just take a look around you in the summer, there are huge advantages, especially if, like me, you predominantly shoot in black and white. See, one of the things I like most about the summer is the dramatic lighting you can get after a storm. We've had a week of rain, it has just stopped raining, it's cleared up, and I get those fantastic skies, I get the really punchy clouds against the blue. And for a black and white photographer, that contrast is fantastic. It's not all overly green, obviously there are lots of shades of grey in there, but it's that sky that really pumps things up for me. So without further ado, I'm off for a lovely walk, by about 8 miles or so. Gentle walk in these Welsh hills. Fantastic landscape for 35mm photography with a all-in-one super zoom lens. My absolute favourite walking outfit. Did I just say it was no good for colour? I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, have I? Well, time for a short break. I'm not out for a strenuous walk today, but having just got over the dreaded COVID, I'm a little bit more tired than usual. So yeah, plenty of breaks and snacks today. But so far, I must say the weather has been absolutely fantastic. I mean, the clouds, the sky, the sharp lighting, it's all absolutely perfect for my style of mobile black and white photography. So far, so good. Ooh, quick mention of the film today. Got a roll of Delta 400 loaded, already shot 20 frames, and I've rated it at an exposure index of 200. Now, that is giving it generous exposure, and the reason is it's bright and sunny. Those highlights will be very, very hard to print if I develop normally, so I want to cut my development. So, by chopping off about 25% of my development time, I will bring the highlights down, but I also need to boost the shadows to make sure they're not too thin, hence the extra stop of exposure. Well, I can't think of a nicer place to be on a day like this than up here on this beautiful escarpment in North Wales. I'm with my standard trekking camera these days, which is a Nikon F80 with the 28-300 VC Tamron lens. No filter either. Now there's a reason for that, and it's because I don't actually have one that fits this lens at the moment. It's a 67mm filter thread and I don't have any yellows or reds in that size. I don't like using square filters when I'm out and about walking because they tend to catch on the strap and the rucksack. So I probably need to buy a couple of filters, although I'm loath to spend any money this year. So what I'm finding really enjoyable about today and about being out in the summer is the pleasant weather conditions and the fine light I'm getting. As I said earlier, we've had a storm or storms this weekend. It's been very, very rainy. And that means now as it's cleared, I've got the sort of back end of that front and it's cloudy. It's interesting skies. It's not dull, flat and bright sunny, which I absolutely can't stand for shooting. And what I've been able to do today is to make the most of the available light with my handheld camera. Now I've been able to shoot typically around about f11, but also down to f16. And I'm still getting respectable shutter speeds, which with the vibration control means I've got absolutely no problems choosing any aperture I like whatsoever, even with a film rated at only 200. So it's a very enjoyable walk all in. Now, I'm hoping to shoot possibly 2 rolls of film today. I've already shot nearly 1 roll, and the better views are at the start of the walk as I get back towards my car. So fingers crossed, I'm going to get some memorable views and hopefully as well some real keepers. Now there are a few trees up here I'm quite taken with since coming up here last year. It is blowing a gale though, so audio may be a problem. There are some fantastic gnarly old trees up here. I honestly think though they would probably be better suited to the Bronica and a much slower approach, and yeah, definitely in the square format, but I'll take a couple anyway because I am here. Now I've changed my mind, I'm not going to take them because even though it's only a frame or 2 of film, I just can't get a decent composition, so there's no point doing something I know won't work. Well, the wind did indeed get the better of my microphone, so let's have a little talk through. Now these trees are fantastic and there is no way I'm going to pass up the opportunity to return here with the Bronica. It's the perfect camera for this sort of shooting with the detail, the slow pace of working. I mean, this tree, it's difficult to show here, but it glowed. I mean, that broken branch, it was like silver, perfect for black and white, so I will be back with the Bronica this year, definitely. I made my way along the top of the escarpment and I got some wonderful views back to Castle Dinas Bran, which is the highlight of the whole area, I have to be honest. And I have to say, I think this is probably the best shot of the day for me, and I'll probably make it into a black and white print because it's just got that beautiful sky in there. It's soft, it's not overly dramatic, but with that castle perched on top of the hill there, it's just perfect. I absolutely love this view, and it's one I think actually suits the 3:2 format of 35mm as well. So I do hope you enjoy that ramble in the hills with me up on the escarpment above Llangollen, and I'll see you again soon.